Hello everyone, my name is Shottam Raha. Welcome to my channel. And in this video, I'll be talking about another pattern which is just upside down from the one we have already done. That is uh 1 1 1. Okay, let's not use one. Okay, we have used a lot of ones. Let's now use star. So star, 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 star. So four stars at the beginning, then followed by three stars, followed by two stars, followed by one star. Okay, so now we'll print this pattern. So you see, again, it is very easy because the spaces are on the right hand side. So we do not need to take care of the spaces here. We just need to take care of line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, and line number 4, right? And you can see at line number 1 we have 4 elements now, unlike the earlier one. In the earlier program, what we had is we could directly correlate 1 with number of elements, line number with the number of elements. Here it is a bit different. Here line number 1 has 4 elements. That is, line number 1 has how many elements? Total number of lines as elements, because the total number of lines is 4. Then we have 3, we have 2, we have 1. So it is decrementing, so it is going in the opposite direction. So what we can do for this is just see the code. So obviously this for loop is, I'm continuing this playlist. Okay, so I am keeping this code intact. For those of you who are not getting what I have already written, you can start from the very beginning of this playlist. That will make it easy, right? So still I will again explain. This loop is basically the structure or the building block of the patterns. This is nothing but printing the number of, or doing something for the number of lines, or generating the number of lines, nothing else. Okay, this I loop is nothing but generating the number of lines. Okay, so if lines is say 10, so this loop will run 10 times, nothing else. So you see, now we have already generated the number of lines. Now we have to get inside each line. So when I say we have to get inside each line, we have to write a for loop, and that loop should be nested. So let's write a j loop. Now when I write a j loop, what should I start it with? Right, what should I start it with? I cannot start it with line, because next time when I equal to 2, again it will start from 4. I do not want that, because 3 starts are printed in the second line, isn't it? What can I do? So let's start with 1 only. But I have to take care of something. I have to print 4 stars. That means I have to do 4 tasks at the line number 1. So 4 tasks, meaning I have to run the loop 4 times, isn't it? So how can I run this loop 4 times? By using what? By using what? That is my question. I can simply write lines, right? But you see, if I write line here, then what will happen? This j loop will run for 4 times for each of the line. But do I want that? I want to run the j loop for 4 times only in the first line's case. In the second line, I should run the j loop only 3 times. In the third line, I should run the j loop only 2 times, isn't it? So if I write j less than equal to line, it will not solve the problem. It will always run for 4 times, and that is not what I want. I want, in second line, I want only 3 times j loop, right? So what can I do? I have to somehow manage it with the value of I. Can you guess what can I do? So I can simply maybe write, see, line is 4, right? The value of line is 4, and that cannot be changed. So I can simply write line minus I. What will it make for the first I? I is 1. So j loop will run for 4 minus 1, meaning 3 times. But how many times I want? I want it for 4 times. So I'll simply add 1. Now you check it. For I equal to 1, j will run 3 times, 4 times, right? Because line minus I, meaning 4 minus 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. So j loop will run 4 times. Let's see the case with I equal to 2. So when it is I equal to 2, what will happen? So line minus, meaning 4 minus 2, that is 2 plus 1 is 3. Now the question is, how did I come up with this idea? That is mostly through practice and intuition. But I will tell you how I think I came up with this. Just look at the pattern, look at the picture. You can see that it is somehow correlated in the opposite direction. When line number is 1, it is printing 4 items, right? And when line number is 4, it is printing only 1 item. Obviously, if you subtract line minus I, what will happen? It will simply reverse the i's, right? See, the correlation is there. If you understand, the correlation is there, but it is kind of an opposite correlation, right? For 1 it is 4, for 4 it is 1. That means that if I can somehow oppose or somehow reverse the value of I, what I mean by reverse is, when I is 1, I want to make it 4. When I is 4, I want to make it 1, right? That is my target. Now, how can I do that? I can do that by simply subtracting I from the total number of lines, which is 4, isn't it? Because that is the maximum. Think of this picture as a box. So the box will contain only 4 items, right? Only it will be 1 2 3 4 and 4 3 2 1. If it is for 5, so it will be 1 2 3 4 5, and on the right side it will be 5 4 3 2 1. So it is kind of a bounded box. So if you subtract that particular I from the maximum length of the box, which is logically a box, what you will get is the complete opposite of that number in the box. So for 1 you will get 4, for 2 you will get 3, for 3 you will get 2. It is kind of a mirror, if you think so, right? That is why I subtracted I from line. And now what happened? It so happened that I have iterated the I loop from 1 and not 0. That is the reason I have to add plus 1 after line minus I to make it coincide with what I want, to reverse it perfectly. Okay, so that is what I think I came up with when I thought about this idea, right? So maybe it helped you. Let's say j++. It's very simple from now. It's simply a cup of tea. Now what do I need to print? Obviously I need to print the stars. So stars can be printed like this, like this. And obviously you know it now. I will not waste time using println because we know already that println won't work here. And why it won't work, I won't explain it now because I have already explained it in the earlier videos. So please watch it. So now if I execute this code, let's say what happens, 5. So it's happening correctly, right? Let's do it for more numbers. 30. Yes, boom. It's perfect. So this is how you solve this pattern problem. I think you got some insight. Maybe you leveled up a bit. See you in the next video. Thank you.